All right, we're on Kinnim Perek Bet Mishnah Gimel, the third Mishnah in the second chapter of Masachet Kinnim. So our Mishnah is essentially a continuation of the previous two Mishnayot, and we have to begin with the rule that we learned two Mishnayot ago. There we learned Parach lebein hakrevot. If one bird jumped if one bird jumped from its nest to a close nest, pasul. Uposel achad kinegdo. So that bird becomes pasul, and then it's posel one corresponding to it. Okay, when it leaves, meaning the nest that it left from, and then if it comes back, okay, that it pasels again itself and one that it comes back from. So we're going to learn that in a pretty crazy case in our Mishnah. The Mishnah says, lezu achat, lezu shtayim, lezu shalosh, lezu arba, lezu chamesh, lezu shesh, lezu sheva. So you have 7 women, and each one is bringing a different number of kinnim. One is bringing 1, one is 2, one is bringing 3, one is 4, one is 5, one is 6, one is 7. And yes, here we go. This is the case. So these are different groups of birds, and you know what's coming. Says the Mishnah, Parach mina rishon l'shniyah, l'shlishit, l'revi'it, l'chamishit, l'shishit, l'shvi'it. Okay, so you have a bird. One jumps. I really don't know why the Mishnah felt the need to make this case, but that's what Chazal wanted to do. One jump from here to here. So now you have, instead of 2 kinnim, 3 kinnim. Then another one jump from here to here. And then another one jump from here to here. And then another one jump from here to here. Now obviously you don't know which one was which. And another one jump from here to here. And then another one jump from here to here. Right? And then what happened? Okay? Chazar. And then you returned. Okay? So then one jumped, and you end up with the original case. One jump from here, and then one of them jumped from here. And then I'm sorry, and then I lost my track, but one jumped from here, and then one jumped from here, and then one jumped back from here, and one jumped back from here. I don't know how you would know how many, but in each case, no matter what happens, remember we said, when you go from one to the next, okay, you lose that one, and you posel echad kinegdo, you lose that one, and you posel the one behind it. So says the Mishnah, what happens because of that? Chazar return, posel echad b'halichato, ve'echad b'chazirato. Every time it jumps, it itself is pasul, and it loses one corresponding from the place that it left. Therefore, harishona v'ashniya ein lehem klum. Right? Let's start back from the beginning. Let's assume that we're going to do a reset. Reset the whole thing. Okay? There we go. We reset the entire thing. The magic of computers. When this guy jumps here, he's pasul. Okay, and therefore we're gonna we're gonna try to do our best to black them out. So that guy becomes pasul. Okay, and remember also the guy that he left behind also becomes pasul. So those are but remember we don't know which one is which. Okay, the same thing happens. So then one guy comes when another one comes here. So then we learn he becomes pasul, and corresponding to him, one behind him becomes pasul. Okay, so we'll just black these guys. He becomes pasul, and the guy behind him also becomes pasul. And we're not going to do it for every 7 ones, for every single one, but I think you'll understand the point. So therefore, and that's on the way out, and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down. And when they come back, it's exactly the same way. That's on the way out. When he comes back, so then this one left. When this guy comes back, he becomes pasul. Well, we're not gonna do it for every single one, but the idea is to get the idea. And one behind him becomes also pasul. We're just gonna go for that one. And then we're gonna assume this guy comes back. He also becomes pasul because because of the rule that we said, and one behind him becomes pasul. And the reason we said this was because you're afraid that if you offer one as a chatat, and the one behind you might offer also as a chatat, and we become from the same cane. So these guys are totally lost. We're not going to go through every single one, but because that would be a very long video, but you get the point. The first one and the second ones are gone. Okay, let's go back to the Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, what do you have left? Harishona v'ashniya ein lehem klum. Just for the reason that we saw, because when you jump to each one and jump back, so when the first one jumped, this was gone. When this one jumped, half was gone. We could jump back, that was gone. And so says the Mishnah. We're not going to do each one. Hashlishit yesh la'achat. So the third group still has one cane left. Harevi'it yesh la'shtayim. The fourth has two. Hachamishit yesh la'shalosh. The fifth has three. Hasheshit yesh la'arba. Hashvi'it yesh la'shesh. The sixth one has four, and the seventh one has six. Why? Because it only lost one, because only one bird jumped back from it. It only lost one when a bird jumped back. Okay, so it lost, meaning one on the way in and one on the way out. It only lost two birds, so it has 6 kinnim. I'm going to mark this out just so we can have a new case. Here's what we're left with. Essentially, each one lost 4 birds. Achat ba'alichato ve'achat b'chazarato. One cane. It lost one on the way in and one on the way out. The first one lost all 2 of them, except for the 7th one, because only one came in and one came out. So it only lost 2. And this is exactly what the Mishnah says. 3 has 1. The third lady has 1. The fourth has 2 kinnim. The fifth has 3. The sixth has 4, and the seventh has 6. That's exactly what the Mishnah says. But of course, you know what's going to happen. Parach v'chazar. From the third, which still has viable birds, this one jumped to here, another one jumped from here, one jumped from here, one jumped from here. The same thing happened. So now the exact same thing is exactly going to happen. Each one is going to lose 4 birds. What are we going to be left? It says Mishnah, Parach v'chazar is going to describe it. Posel echad ba'alichato v'echad b'chazirato. So you lose one going out and one coming in. Hashlishit v'ravit ein la klum. So then the third and the fourth have nothing. Chamishit yesh la achad. The fifth has 1. Shishit yesh la shtayim. The sixth has 2 kinnim, 4 birds, 2 nests. V'ashvit yesh la chamesh. And the 7th one has 5 because it only loses 1 going out, because it doesn't have 1 going. It only has 1 leaving it. It doesn't have 1 coming in. So what we're left with is, right, 5th has 1 nest, 6th has 2, okay, and the 7th one has 5 nests. It only lost 2 altogether. These guys lost 4 nests. Each one lost 4 nests, except for this one that only lost 2 nests. Parach v'chazar. Did it again. Posel echad b'chadichato v'echad b'chazirato. Hachamishit v'ashishit ein la klum. Same thing happened. It lost whatever it's gone. Hashvi'it yesh la arba. So that each one again, these guys are lost, and this guy loses. You can imagine it. It's enough. Okay, that's 4. V'yesh omim. Some say hashvi'it lo yifsida klum. By this time, the 7th one didn't lose anything. Why? Well, the reason why it loses when it goes back is because we're afraid. Once this guy's lost, once there's nothing left for it to lose, so in that case, so the reason remember, I'm just going to remind you, the reason when a bird jumps back, the reason why you lose one corresponding to it, because we're afraid, well, if a bird jumps back, then if we offer a korban here as an olah, maybe this one will also be offered an olah from the same ken. But in this case, once the 6th guy is gone, once all these turn black, then there's no chashash, so maybe the 7th one won't lose any at all. That's what it means that there's ein la klum. V'im parach mibein hameitod lekulam, and this is what's most important. If a bird from the already meitod, from those that are destined that are lost to be died, harei kulam emutu. So what the Mishnah is saying is, what happens if, when they were all still good, one jumped let's say in the beginning case, when only these 2 were not good, or when these 4 were not good, and one jumped from here over here. So we've learned before that it's parach ben meitim, from the meitim, then all of the meitim, because you don't know which one was the one that was going to be designated to die. And then they'd all be lost. Okay, this is the simplest way to explain this Mishnah that I could think of. There are a lot of permutations about why, like if you think about it in a deeper way, just read the Gehati. I think this is pretty much enough for this Mishnah. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. If something's not clear, you want to discuss in a greater detail, send me an email or WhatsApp me. Make it a great day.